Today we'll be reviewing the Eric Flag slide bar in combination with the multi-grip bar, which gives you the option to do normal dips on this setup as well. Eric Flag has a very impressive amount of positive reviews on Trustpilot, so we are very eager to find out whether this brand lives up to the hype. So stick around as we test this one out and give you our honest opinion. So let's get into it. So that's everything. As you can see, it still needs to be assembled, and here you have the assembly instructions. It seems like quite the task, but we're up for the challenge, so let's get into it. For step one, you'll need to assemble the feet connecting bar and the 4 connecting plates. Only tighten the nuts up until 60%, and after that, only tighten them up a little at a time while regularly checking the stability of the structure. For step 2, you'll have to assemble the vertical columns with the opening side inwards. Make sure that the 2 columns are vertical and parallel to each other, and only tighten all the nuts up until 60%. For step 3, you'll have to assemble the 4 supporting plates. Only tighten nuts up until 60% and then ensure that both vertical columns remain perpendicular to the floor before tightening up all of the nuts fully. Now for step 4, assemble the 2 supporting bars and tighten the nuts only until 60%. Then check that the 2 vertical columns are perpendicular to the floor and parallel to each other before tightening the nuts fully. And then finally, for step 5, assemble the 2 slide columns, only tightening up the screws until 60%, and then checking whether the columns remain parallel before finishing up tightening them completely. So when it comes to readjusting the height of this bar, the first thing you want to do is you want to undo the screws on the side. Then you pull out the pins and then you can slide it up. And as you can see, there is some resistance when doing this, and this will get better over time. And then you shouldn't forget to screw down the sides again to make it very sturdy. And actually it's harder to put it up than to put it down. Then it just slides into place and it clicks, as you can hear. Also, when you do this very often, there might be scratches on the side of the bar, but honestly for me that wouldn't matter, because the feature of being able to adjust the height of the bar is actually super nice for doing different exercises. So first of all, when it comes to the look of this bar, we really like the black powder coated steel, and also on both sides over here and on that side as well, you have a sticker, which is basically another piece of metal with a nice logo and also the name Eric Flag. For the rest, it feels very nice as well on the hands. When the bar is hanging lower, it's definitely more stable than when you have it hanging up. We hung it up all the way, and then there is quite some wobbling going on, and also when it's lower, there's still wobble going on, but this is quite normal, and we see this with other static bars as well and pull-up bars. And with this one, it has a very wide base, which is 116 by 106 centimeters wide. The rubber feet, they make it non-slippery for the floor. The feet do come off of the bar, but when it's standing on the floor, this doesn't happen, so that's quite nice. It also has a bar on the side over here, which it makes for extra stability as well. As we said, usually bars are always a little bit wobbly, but these overall, we think it's a very stable bar. So when it comes to the dimensions of this bar, so you can adjust the height. It starts off at 105 centimeters, and the second increment would be 15 centimeters higher, so 120 centimeters. And from there it is actually 10 centimeters up each time until 210 centimeters, which is very nice height for all kinds of exercises. And the bar itself, it has a diameter of 38 millimeters. It is actually tested to be able to handle 300 kilograms, which is also a lot. So as said before, we also got the multi-grip bar with this pull-up rack. And this one is also, just like the other bar, 94 centimeters in width. It also has 38 millimeters in the grip diameter, and it gives you the option to do dips on this slightly pointing outwards bar, which you can also use on the top for doing your neutral grip chin-ups, and you have a slanted grip on the side over here. Besides that, the pull-up rack, it weighs about 28.5 kilograms. So when it comes to the exercise that you can do on this setup, of course, when you hang the bar high, you can do your pull-ups, you can do your chin-ups. Also, you can do your muscle-ups, you can do pullovers, skin the cat, and knee raises and toe touches. When you hang the bar a little bit lower, you can also do your straight bar dips, and when you get the multi-grip bar, you can do your normal dips. Because the setup can handle 300 kilos, you can also go for some weighted dips as well. You can do an L-sit on the bar, you can go for some rows on the bottom, and also you can go for some front and back lever work. Of course, you can also do exercises to the side, like for instance your archer pull-ups or some windshield wipers, and the product will actually still be very stable. And also you can combine this product with some gymnastic rings, which gives you many more options for instance, doing your ring muscle ups. And also the grip of this product is very nice, but if you need some more grip, you can also use some liquid chalk or some chalk to improve your grip. So Eric Flagg is not just an athlete, but he's also a content creator and a mentor. He also hosts the Expansion podcast, and as well on this podcast, but also on his social media, he shares a lot of tips on how to be a better athlete, how to grow personally, and how to reach your fitness goals. So when it comes to the pricing, the slide bar by Eric Flagg costs 195 euros. And if you decide to get this dip bar with it, so this one is called the multi-grip bar, then it will cost you 126 together if you get them in a package. If you decide to get the multi-grip bar later, it will actually cost 57 euros. So like that's a lot more than the 31, which is added on the package. So we would definitely advise you to make the decision beforehand and not get the dip bar after. And we actually do like the dip bar a lot, so we would recommend you to get it. Also, there are packages which include some rings, some rubber bands, and liquid chalk, so you can also check that out. And besides that, if you decide to get this in Europe above 50 euros, you're not paying any shipping costs. So would we recommend this bar by Eric Flagg? We definitely would, and on the website of Eric Flagg, it has like 100 reviews. It has a 4.8 in score, and also on Trustpilot they have about 2,000 reviews and also a 4.8 on average. So it definitely says something about the trustworthiness of the company, and we are big fans. And since it's called the slide bar, it's actually quite easy to put it up and down, and that makes it very easy to go from doing some pull-ups and then dips afterwards, like within 10 seconds. When you hang it up lower, it's gonna be more stable than when you hang it up high. And when you hang it up high, it can be quite scary to do, for instance, a muscle up or a pullover. And there we can actually advise you to put some weights on each corner of the base. So that's an extra tip. And another thing is that you can use this bar as well as a static bar, which is very stable and super nice, but it's 94 centimeters wide. So if you want to be training Maltese or SAT straight arm touch front lever work, then it might not be wide enough, but for the rest you have a lot of exercise variety with this product. So if you are interested in getting this bar, you can check out the links in the description. And for the rest, we hope we helped you out with making your decision by making this review, and we hope to see you in the next one. Have a good day.